Hello, I'm Glenn Tobey. I'm a Spring Forest Shikang master and a psychotherapist. And the topic of this 5-minute talk is on paying attention. Many years ago, I was working in a camping organization. At the end of a summer, we'd go out and we research different rivers to take kids on for trips down whitewater rivers. So at the end of this one summer, myself and there's 3 other allegedly adults who were 22, we're going to go on this thing. I researched the Blue Gorge. It was on the river. You know where like New York City is and how big that river is? Where does it start? Hundreds of miles north of New York City, where it's just a raging river. And the Blue Gorge, 5 miles of exciting white water. That's all I needed to say, let's go. So we travel up there. We put the 2 canoes in, Pax and these 3 people and I, 2 in each canoe, and off we went down these rapids, heading for the Blue Gorge. Well, the water was low that year. So for some reason, we get stuck in this rapid, and we get stuck hauling this canoe and walking around this rapid. It got slower and slower, and we kept on making our way down. So the morning of the 3rd day, the other 3 were getting frustrated, about not getting to the Blue Gorge or how difficult it has been, truly, just to mostly walk and carry the canoe on low water. So I said to the crew, being the leader, if God doesn't want us here, let him strike me with lightning. Everybody laughed, and we set back on and went down there. So we went to this one place in the river where the ridges, the walls of the river were really high. You couldn't see much except for almost straight over. So we're going down, canoeing, and all of a sudden these black thunderhead clouds start to build up overhead. And I go, oh my gosh, get to the shore, And right at that moment, my canoe got stuck on a rock. So I motioned for the other canoe to get to shore. I hopped out to lift the canoe off the rock, and a lightning bolt came down and landed about 3 feet behind me, knocked me off the canoe, and like from the waist up, everything was all jittery, and I kind of clambered to shore. And the people in the other canoe said, see? And I said, yeah, you missed me. Of course, I'm 22. But that stopped our trip. There's too much time lost. And we found out once we stopped and went to this lodge kind of stuff, they said you'd never make it through the Blue Gorge. 2 canoes can never make it through. If we were on time, if we were going to go, if the water was a little higher, they said there's even no rescue out of the Blue Gorge. In the past, they would just wait for people to kind of go down the river dead, so to speak, or the canoes. It was just too much. So all those things stopped us from going. So here's the formula. State, wait, receive, acknowledge. State. So in the morning, I stated, if God doesn't want us here, let him hit me with lightning. So that's set the intention, set the purpose. If we're not supposed to be here, then stop us. Then wait, make the connection. Make the connection. So in the idea of reality and spirituality, the reality, the canoe trip. The spirituality is making the connection through the purpose, to the intent of what you want. And then the 3rd piece of that formula, state, wait, receive, lightning bolt. Whatever else is going to be sent to you to help you with your intention and to help you with your purpose. And then to acknowledge. Yeah, you missed me. I suppose there could have been a better way of saying that. However, it was a recognition of what? I got your point. So, the reality and spirituality comes in big and small. If you're just connected with reality, just to the story part, period, but there's a deeper understanding. So what I realized too, in my consciousness, I was only really consulting the reality of the trip, the excitement. But the consciousness, as I thought back, really I was being told many more times before we even left for the trip, this was not a good idea. But I wasn't paying attention to this consciousness that was giving me some subtle clues of stating, waiting, receiving, and acknowledging. I say, no. It's kind of like I didn't mean my little 22-year-old person. I gave God fits. Oh, God's going, he's not listening. Or the spirituality. Glenn's not paying attention to his consciousness. Glenn's not paying attention. Oh, we have to make this harder. Glenn's still not paying attention. I used to say, I give the spirit headaches. Oh, still not. Okay, I guess we're going to have to really let him know. So paying attention to the consciousness, not just waiting for the consequences, but the information in your consciousness will be there in that spirituality of your life and not just in the reality of your life. Paying attention. So I've been providing these 5-minute talks, stories, videos, thinkings. What are yours? What kind of videos would you record? What kind of little stories would you share? What are kind of some of the themes of your topics, rather than necessarily or unnecessarily waiting for me, Katrina and I to talk? But what are yours? How can you be aware of your own consciousness about what's been important to your life and how you've learned from those teaching experiences? Thank you for listening.